Hey, welcome to episode 31 on Peaches Hardcore Series right here, Dune Peaches. I am Dune Peaches. And I missed you guys. I stopped at episode 30 on here and just kind of took a little bit of break. It wasn't really meant to be a break, but you know what? Things happen. Busy in life. Work's killing me like it always does. But now we get to play a little bit of Minecraft, and I am very, very happy about it. So, let's get to it. Let's get to it right now. If you guys get a chance, maybe even head over to the Peaches SMP Season 2 series. A couple of buddies of mine and I are playing. And that's we are really having a good time there where we're doing the Blazing Caves 1056 Advancement Challenge. So that'd be fun. But here in the Hardcore series, I'm very proud of what this path looked to be. I'm not finished. I mean, I still want decorations up and down. I still got to do terraforming everywhere. But at least it gives me kind of an idea of where everything should be. And I'm purposely standing here because of how the rest of the world kind of spawns in. It's got that haze, and I don't know, I could turn that off, and I can, you know, change the view and how many chunks are loaded and all that kind of stuff. But I like this, and thank you to B000100. You guys probably know him. He's one of the best Minecraft builders out there, if not arguably the best, at least from YouTube creation standpoint. And the reason I'm thanking him here is for two reasons. One, I've got this brown mushroom block and the packed mud in the, with obviously the brick border. And I've done that purposely. I like it. I think it looks like it's beaten down in these certain areas. And you can go back to episode 30 or even 29 or something like that when I say that, which was a while. I'm saying this specifically because he said it in his last episode. He's doing this in his hardcore world, and it looks great. His looks better than me because of his pattern variation that he gets, but, you know, everybody's a little different. But I'm like, I was watching it the other day, I'm like, that's exactly, yes, that's how I feel about that. And also, he said something perfect. I built this bridge, and I don't like it. I just don't. But he has said certain things in the past that kind of like, all right, don't go back. Don't go back and do nothing. Maybe see what you can do to add to it to make it better. So I'm going to try that with this one. But also in that last episode, he talked about picture framing and entrance. Now, imagine, I don't know, let's just use our imaginations here, which is what I'm trying to get myself even to do. Some foliage on this, maybe blocking the view as you come up so that this trellis on this bridge, which is a very odd bridge, is the picture frame. Then what do I want this to look like? And if I imagine buildings on each side, maybe the farm right here that I wanted, I can come over here and see this entire hillside maybe being terraformed. I think that'd be great. So that's kind of what I'm going to look for and look at. Let's fly back over here one more time, because the other piece of this that I really enjoy, is how the mountain to the right just kind of comes into view. And that's really kind of neat looking. Now, I'm not very good at building castles. I mean, I've done some towers and that kind of stuff in my Minecraft day, but wouldn't it be neat, depending on what we put along here as far as buildings, to every once in a while, in between the buildings, get this view of something huge on the mountain. Some kind of build on the mountain. Maybe you can walk back here and go out the back door of one of the, or on a porch or something, or a deck or something on one of the buildings that I'm gonna put through here, and you see that mountain, and you see the bridge going across here. You know, I gotta say, let's go ahead and go to the video settings right now. Simulation 12 render distance, only 12. Why? Man, let's go way up. Let's see what happens with that. Ah, there we go. Why is it only at 12? Maybe I was doing something. Oh, system doesn't like it, I'll tell you that. Alright, let's take another look at this. I guess it really wouldn't. Yeah, so in this case, with no haze, or pushing the haze out so far that the views between buildings is what you would be looking for. So we'll see. Man, that haze is really far out there now. You can. Maybe I just need to be much, much further away. Or let's go back down to say 20. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be building buildings. I want to use some of my villagers and that kind of stuff inside of those buildings and make this kind of like a market where I walk down the street and the buildings themselves are associated with the type of villagers that and kind of trades that you have. So I've always wanted to do that. I tried to do it earlier in this particular season or series and then got killed 4 times, so that didn't quite work. But what I did do is I went and got myself... Do I have any hay? I do have hay on me. I went and got myself Why can't I feed you? Fine, I'll feed you. But I went and got myself some sheep, and I'm going to make 16 of these for obvious reasons, and I'm pretty sure I can re-dye the gray into whatever color I want. Oh, well, let's test it right now. Light gray? I could do light gray. Is that what that is? I don't think so. Haha, see, you can't. So, we'll get all 16 colors, and while I'm building all this and terraforming this area in here, I will be also feeding those sheep and making little babies, doing the thing there, which would be great. So, as I come over and look at this area, I originally wanted it to be built within those white calcite blocks, and I think I still do. But I also don't want to block the view of the face of my farm building when you're walking up and down the path. So there's a lot of little things to think about. I do, however, want it to view, if I can, when you're coming from the other direction, or maybe when you're coming out of the farm, have these builds block the view to the rest of the bridge. Maybe not the building on the side. See, it's all perspective, and obviously needing to build the rest of this bridge. So, now that I've bored you enough, let's jump up here, take a little bit of a view from a higher point, my bird's nest up here. There we go. And let's work on this little area here. I don't want to put one big building with all the sheep in it. You can, it works out well, but I already have a big building next to it with a nice farm field out its back door, so to speak. The mud, by the way, the mud and that guy down there making the hay. Oh, awesome. If this is your first episode with me, I appreciate it. I really, really do. Hit subscribe. If you want to hit the bell, do. I never really say that, but the subscribes really do help. Hit like. It's just wonderful. But if it is your first episode, go back and see how I built that, because it was a fun little build there with the mud farm underneath that cave right there, underneath the hayfield. And the hayfield is wonderful to walk through. I just love the perspective there, and I want to make that throughout this entire piece over here, and go back down in there and finish my base. And you know what we need to do, to be quite honest with you, if I'm going to finish that base, I don't want to use moss to remove stone anymore. So let me get this wool farm built, and then maybe what we'll do is go back to the nether. Why are my feet inside the blocks of... Is that always been that way? Or are you supposed to be on top? Alright, whatever. We'll go to the nether, we'll get some nether skulls, and maybe we'll fight a wither and get ourselves a beacon, because we got plenty of iron. Alright. Well, let's get going on the... I just love that. That is awesome. This needs to be definitely a screenshot. Love the view. Let's get started on our wool farm. Okay, so I've made a small start on this. I've got my sheep pen over there where I've been breeding the 16 sheep, the different colors that I need. I tend to get them into these little pens, and then I change them to the color I want. But the pens are supposed to mimic lean-tos, and I didn't want 16 lean-tos in a row, so I kind of sporadically put them throughout this little makeshift path through here. So as I come down through here, it's like, okay, a couple lean-tos. I don't have a sheep in that one yet. And I am putting their colors next to them, right? But a couple lean-tos, and I'm going to be decorating this path and doing everything. And as you're just going through the sheep farm, there's lean-tos, shelters, basically. And I'm going to imagine, there was that word again, that the sheep that are in there are escaping the weather or tied up for different reasons, right? So it's a full circle. And then the rest of this area is going to be full of little ponds, sheep roaming around, maybe fences and that kind of stuff. And I actually thinking about, instead of filling this hole, what if I made this retaining wall right here? And what if I made this kind of like a little underground market? Maybe a little roof over it, I don't know. But I'm thinking to have the 16 colors of wool all come into a sorting system right underneath here. So that's going to be kind of the thought. It's boring, right, from this side. It doesn't matter what it kind of looks like, in my opinion, from this side. But I don't want people, myself, really, to be able to walk up here and just think, oh, this is how I get to these sheep pens. I want the idea of the villages that you're walking around through the paths themselves. So imagine trees and landscaping and all kinds of stuff. So let's see if we can maybe... I don't know if this is even possible. I think it is. Oh! I went through the sign and the... Okay, so I didn't land on either the sign or the post, but anyway. So all this landscaped. I want it maybe from an aerial view, but I really don't want to go back up over here. So let's just do one of these. Yeah, so sporadic, but the paths will cut through there, one all the way around, and then maybe this little path there that go down to the sorting system. So that's what my envision is of this, and like I said, just taking a few minutes. It actually took a little bit more than a few minutes, and here's why. And let's go over here. I'll explain why these lean-tos look the way they do, because to be quite honest with you, I think they're too much. I mean, they're too big. I was thinking small little lean-tos. And I know this is just for one sheep right there, but it's quite big, actually, from what I was imagining. But you'll notice that on 3 sides, the sheep has full blocks all the way around. Originally, I started with walls all the way through, but then the wool, when it pops off of this guy, gets caught right here on top of the walls or on top of the fence. So I eliminated 75% of the inefficiencies of this little thing by not encapsulating the front, but the other 3 walls. I could put glass here, but man, I just don't like the way it looks. I want this to be open air, and I want it to be more natural. And so the pins don't look too bad. You can see the walls still come out the backside, and then I have the little lean-to roof on it. The lean-to roof will have some sporadic bumps and stuff in it, you know, because it's not perfect. And I will have foliage and plants and everything else. Now, here's the key. How do we collect it? Underneath where they're standing currently, underneath where these 2 are standing, I've got minecart with hoppers, and underneath it, just a little hopper. So while I'm working, I'm at least collecting what they're producing, both gray and black. I've dug out, don't move it, I've dug out some of the other ones. Here's one way over here. And then if I go back over here, one here, and one way down over there. So they're really spread out. So a minecart system to collect these is going to be kind of tricky. And maybe most of this area underneath there might actually be opened up so I can, and here's the 3 in a row. Anyway, might be opened up so I can kind of control what's going on, because then in that direction, all the carts need to go and dump off into a sorting system so that I can build that sorting system right over there. So once again, I've taken something like a sheep farm, which is relatively easy and would have been done by now, and made it into something that's complex, but interesting. I think it's interesting, and it's going to have a lot of mechanics underneath it to make it work. And that's obviously reminiscent of something like my little mud farm over here, you know? Without this guy over here, where is he? Oh, hi, bee. Oh, there he is. He's making out with the bee? Okay, talking to the bee. But without him creating... Oh, and he's done a great job creating wheat. Thank you very much, buddy. I wouldn't be able to use my machine to create the mud and the pack mud over here. So that's how I, again, all of my builds tend to be a little bit more complicated than they have to be. But I think when this is done, it's going to be wonderful. All this landscaped and an automatic farm that will feel more like an open air sheep farm and marketplace. So a little bit of sleep here. Let's switch to the next day. And let's cut away. Oh, nice calming music in the background here. But let's cut away to a time lapse of see how much I can get done.
Let's cut the time-lapse a little short here and just kind of zoom out, right? That's what we're looking at. I spent a lot more time than what I actually recorded for a time-lapse, and I'm looking at just this area right here, just between the river and my path and the bridge, and I did go ahead and start to install this little cove, this little bay that goes up underneath the bridge. I think I love it. Definitely love the right side of this over the left side. And the biggest difference you'll see is that the edges of the ground, the edges of the dirt blocks are not showing in the piece that I'm working on. And that's because I'm using a lot of moss to to kind of terraform and to turn that into a field that these sheep can go out and play in. Here's the other part about this. This is going to be a test. I really don't know if this is going to work, but right where my crosshairs are right there, you can see those, is all where I have a bunch of sheep in a pen. And I've got fences that come down to the river here, and there's no way that the sheep can get off on this other side. But I don't know whether sheep can actually cross water or not. Do they? Do they want to do that, or will they just stay in this field? Because the idea is to let like 20 sheep out and just walk all over this area and hopefully stay there. So I think this is going to be a test. I think the next thing I'll do is fly down there and just right here on camera open up the fence and show you guys them hopefully walking away. This is great that I might have somebody walk up behind me here, but I wanted to see what was lit up and what's not. I did a lot of hidden lighting tricks and that kind of stuff in here with jack-o'-lanterns, with moss carpet over them and that kind of stuff, and it's working. I'm not as worried about the river right here behind these two little shacks, because I think this little retaining wall is going to be built into the bridge, and I keep saying bridge, and we're going to get to it. But yeah, I really love how this looks. Couple custom trees. I think I want maybe one more custom tree right in here. Probably another one somewhere down over here. Maybe right here next to this guy. We'll see. It's beautiful. I love it. I love doing this kind of stuff and this kind of terraforming. So let's just fly down here. I got this little water cove that comes through here. And we'll go ahead and land down here. Hopefully nothing will spawn and kill us. But you can see just some of the views are, I love this. Just how calm it is, and that's the whole point, in my opinion. Like I said, Minecraft is something that I love. Just, hey, if I can hit him from here. Bam. Yes, I can. He did not like that. Oh, and he's dead. Nice shot. So let's walk over here real quick. You can see all the moss that I'm using. And here's the little stream with a little bit of mud, a little bit of cobblestone. I think I'd like to go ahead and put some bubbles in here, make it look like the water is bubbling up from the ground. So might do a little bit of soul sand underneath there just to have that effect. All right, let's go. Well, no, just at night, let's walk through here. So the path is coming together nicely. It's just worn down. You can go either way here, and I'll show you that here in just a second. Again, the tree behind it's all about perspective, and I love this view because if I get a huge castle or something on this mountain, then walking through here is going to be wonderful. Oh, you can hear the minecart underneath. This, again, nice and serene. Serene? Is that a word? The scenery is wonderful. Anyway, maybe a tree right through here, something like that. And something low right in here because I want to block maybe the view of the river, but not the view of the hill. Come down through here, still a little bare, but my point when we walk around here, we should be able to see this huge bridge that goes across there, so that'd be a really nice view. And to block the sheep from getting out, I've done this little trick. You guys seen me do this before. I can get through there, but sheep and everything won't be able to. It's a diagonal gate, and you really can't use the gates through a diagonal, but this will work. So anyway, all right, let's go back this way. We'll go over and let the sheep out, see how it works. Yeah, see, I love the tree being there like that. That's cool. Maybe we'll sleep real quick, too. Okay, back here at daytime, you can see the two trees that I've got, the little dogwood, small little tree here, and the bigger one back there. So we're going to do this. What I'd like to have this gate be is this gate will go down further when I get a wall next to it and a post, but that sheep's in the way. Again, I need to take all this out of there. So we're going to see what the sheep do, which should be fairly interesting. Here we go. Yep, walk out of there. Come on. There you go. You're free. You're free. Where are you going to go? Go see your buddies? Go walk around. Get out of the way. There. All right, you've got the idea. You know what you're doing. And so do you. Yes, go. I want to see if you're going to cross the water and stuff. I want you to stay in this area, but this whole pasture is for you to graze. Maybe I need to get a name tag for you. I've got plenty of them. Yeah, all right. Okay, we're all going to the fence. What are we all bunching up for? Go walk around. Get. So we'll keep an eye on this. That's the whole point is, oh yeah, there we go. Guys, come up here. Yeah. You're going to get on the roof? So Got the fence coming across here, a little pasture. I might put like maybe a little water feature or something here. I could literally just take this little corner of my world and continuously add little pieces to it without it feeling like it's overwhelmed, you know, being overwhelmed. So I have to be careful because I could just spend way too much time on it. I've already spent way too much time on it. All right, everybody going this way. Yeah, can you go down there? And if you do, are you going to go around my fence work? I don't think you'll jump off that, but we'll see. We might have to continuously bring more sheep back into this area. This has got me nervous. Why am I nervous? They're just sheep. I can get more sheep. But I just want it to be, I want you guys to graze. I want you guys to have fun and graze and not die. So we will see. They might, I don't think they'll despawn. All right, I do need to get this fixed, and I'll fix that off camera, maybe at the end of the episode, kind of show you how that is. But let's go do this real quick, because now this whole area, you have stop it. You guys have trampled this area like crazy. It needs to be fixed. But here is the other piece I want to show you guys. The entrance to the wool farm. I don't like this. This is too plain. But anything outside of it or down below. Can he walk up and over and jump? He can get out. Seriously. All right, I'm going to have to fix this. How do I fix this? Maybe... That's amazing. If there's a way, they will find it. They will get out. So this is the way right here. And he got out right there. So maybe I do one of those. And maybe now he has to go up higher and jump higher to get out. Oh, we'll see. Okay. Sorry. Let's go back. Here's the entrance. We're going to go down. Nice floor. I love the variety of blocks in here. Kind of breaks it up a little bit. We have the posts and the wall, the mud brick wall beams across there, and then obviously the wooden ceiling to hold up the ceiling. And you come across here and you just got a nice hallway with all of the dye or the wool in here. Now I will say I am missing green, lime green, and cyan because I cannot find a flippin' cactus to save my life, or sea pickle. I think light green you can use sea pickles for as well, but I have been flying around. So next episode is all about maps, and we're going to start mapping out the area, flying around and that kind of stuff, and at least that'll help me get home, because I have been almost lost. I do not have like a defined HUD mod on this showing me my coordinates, and I could use the F3 screen, fine, but you know, it is what it is. So here's what eventually will become some kind of connection to our base below, but for now it's more of just like a working area. We have the sorters back here, and which you saw as part of the mine time lapse back there. But we have the collection system, and guess what? Oop, there we go. Perfect timing. It has been working like crazy. We have so much wool that I need to get over there. So let's just do it on camera. I've got a clock down here, which I think I've tested this. I don't think it needs a redstone right there, but we'll find out. What I don't have is the hopper to take everything out of the chest up here and to put it into the dropper. So let's do that real quick. Bam. Bing. And there it goes. Definitely working. That's going to run forever. Oop, I picked up one. Let me put it back. Okay, we hear it running. Now we should be able to go over here and see everything flying up through there. And there they go. Into the sorting system. Which, let's check to see if it's working. We should be able to go to yellow. And boom, there they are right there, flying in. So it is working. Now, these three don't have... We don't have the colors, right? So I went ahead and just quickly placed how this works is that for each color, you put something in these four, just a single item in these four, and then 64 items here. And it will go down to 41 and lock it. So now anytime a gray one, or yeah, gray wool comes through here, it'll go through this particular, you know, hopper into the chest. So you got light gray and all that kind of stuff. But when you get down to these three, I didn't have anything. So I just want whatever to skip. I want the wool to skip those three until I come back and actually put the color right here. So I just put spruce buttons or oak logs in there. And yes, I'm flexing a little bit because I'm never going to see any kind of blocks of iron come through this system. I think red's going through there now, if I'm seeing that right. Holy cow. That's going to run forever trying to get all those in there. So anyway, that is the sorting system. We'll go find green later. Let's go over here to the red. Here they come, red wool. How much yellow did I end up having? Quite a bit. And actually, I might have more than that. I know I keep running back and forth, but I'm just very curious. I want to make sure it's working right and probably sit here even after recording. And, oh yeah, extra mine carts just in case. Oh yeah, I got plenty of extra yellow. It's just going right down the line. So it's going to sit here and spit these out for a while. It really is. But at least I don't have to organize it myself. It'll eventually do it. And back here is not part of the, you know, it can be industrial or mechanical back here. I don't need to clean that up much. This side over here obviously is a mirror image of the other one as far as the sorting system would go. And it is more access to the actual collection system as well, which that collection system, man, that turned out to be, you know, a pain in the butt as far as getting the minecart to go all the way around. But now we have a wool farm, which is almost complete. Like I said, I just need to make sure I finish this fence here and I get the correct colors, green, light green, and cyan. Guys, I think that's going to be it. That is the episode. We have a wonderful wool farm that's going to help us with so many different things. Might even start making little tent cities for our workers over there behind me. I'm going to start cleaning up more of the landscaping around here because I absolutely love the terraforming piece of this. And we're going to start getting villagers. I'm hiding in the weeds. We're going to start getting villagers into their own little custom homes and that kind of stuff and start, you know, really producing our village and getting this going. I'm going to let the sheep help me take this one out. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Talk to you later.